Hello everyone, today I will be sharing my second garment that I made by using the new Nomi Patterns. So if you would like to see and hear all about this wonderful project, please continue to watch. Hello friends, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Celicia and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and if you're new to watching the channel, I welcome you and I hope you consider subscribing, and thank you to all of my returning subscribers for coming back and for your continued support. So in today's video, I will be sharing the second pattern that I made by using the new Nomi Patterns. It's the second pattern that I'm sharing, but it's actually the first pattern that I made. This pattern is Nomi 2007. Not too long ago, Mimi G, who holds the position of Vice President of a bunch of different titles with Simplicity and McCall's Patterns, released this brand titled Nomi Patterns. This brand of pattern consists of makers from the sewing community like you and me. I, like many others, picked up different patterns within the brand, and this, like I said, is the first pattern that I made, and I really love how it came out. I love the style, and I am going to go ahead and jump on into the pattern review to kind of give you all the information that you'll need about it. Okay, so again, this pattern is Nomi 2007, and this dress was designed by Marsha Spencer, and she's also known as CreativiTeeByT Style on Instagram and here on YouTube. The pattern description is Mrs. Dresses, and there are two views to this pattern, and the difference to these patterns are going to be the length of the dress and the sleeve lengths, and then there's different cuff lengths for this. I made view A, which gives you the longest length option, and I used the cuffs that have the longest length option. The fabric recommendations are going to be your stretch knits only, such as double knit, ponte, scuba, sweatshirt fleece, terry knit, and for your contrast you will need a rib knit. Okay, now I will say that I made my dress with a double brushed poly because I had it in my stash. This is wonderful fabric, but I will say that I don't feel like it has enough structure to it towards the bottom, in my opinion, but I still think it came out okay. But you know, the designer put these recommended fabrics in here for a reason, and for this particular pattern, because of the weight of the zipper and things like that, I feel that you should stick to the suggested fabrics. Alright, so the skill level is set as average, and I do think it's average. And for your notions, you're going to need your thread and zipper. The pattern sizing is from size 8 to 26, and the size that I cut was a 22 on top to make room for my bust, and then I graded down to an 18 at the bottom to accommodate the, like, I'm a smaller on the bottom, so I graded down to accommodate that. The instructions were easy to follow. There were no issues whatsoever with understanding what was needed to do, and I did follow the pattern instructions from the actual envelope, but she also has a really good sew along that is helpful, and I learned something from that sew along that I will share with you later. But I do think that it looks like the photo drawing on the envelope. And the things that I like about the pattern, I love the option of the rib knit midriff. I have actually been eyeballing a Simplicity pattern that uses woven fabric. It's not made identical to this, but it does have a rib knit midriff, and I have been wanting to make it. I absolutely love that pattern. So when I saw this pattern, I was like, I have got to get this, because this pattern, to me, in my opinion, is better. It's more trendy. You can dress the other one up, but this one was already done. So yes, I love that feature about that midriff. Like I said, I love the cuffs. I love the zipper. There's a separating zipper, and I just love here, you know, what the collar looks like. So yeah, I love everything about this, and I also love that you can make it into different lengths. Although I love everything about this pattern, after wearing the dress a couple of times, I will say that this pattern could benefit from having the pocket bags higher. They sat a little low, and for me, I kind of depend on pocket bags to kind of like help give me the illusion of having hips. So yeah, those could definitely be moved up because they felt awkward, and in my opinion, they kind of looked a little awkward as well. So I didn't learn any new techniques. However, I did learn some new information. So the information that I learned that is new is that there are different type of rib knits that are actually categorized within the fabric stores. Okay, so I've always noticed that sometimes I pick up rib knits that are very flimsy and transparent, but then I'll look at some of like my ready to wear clothes and it's like, well, this is much thicker. So, you know, why is this? I, in my opinion, just thought that the quality was bad. So I would think, why is this quality just so bad? I made my boy some zip up jackets, hooded jackets, one year, not this past year, but the year before in October. And I used some of that thinner rib knit, not knowing that there is a difference between rib knit and rib trim. And that is what I learned. Marsha, known as CreativiTeeByT Style, took the time in her sew along to mention that you want to have a thicker rib knit, and it's called rib trim. Okay, it's much thicker, and you know, it kind of reminds you, I don't know how else to explain it, but kind of like the difference between pantyhose and a girdle. Okay, pantyhose, you know, they're gonna come up against your skin, and you know, that little high coverage or whatever, belly coverage, tummy coverage, whatever they call on the pantyhose, it'll give you a little bit of something. But if you put on a girdle or a spank, it's gonna just smack it all in. So to me, that is the difference between standard rib knit and the rib trim. Okay, so yes, I've learned something new. I did go to Joann Fabrics to find some, and I don't feel like mine is as thick as what Marsha's was on her sew along. However, it is much better than what I had in my stash. I had that cheapo rib knit that you can see through, and this is very, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very thick, very sturdy, and it does the job. So if you didn't know, I'm probably just late to the game, but I'm sure there's someone out here who may watch this that does not know that there's a difference between rib knit and rib trim. Get the rib trim. If you're making bomber jackets, get the rib trim. Okay, now as far as alterations or changes, yes, I made one modification, and that was I did not separate my pattern pieces for the top. I taped the pattern pieces for the top because there's supposed to be a seam in here, and I'll point it out to you and put another clip in here. But I just connected my pattern pieces and made it all one piece because I did not prefer the seam. And I did see, I was looking through Kichi's or Marsha's Instagram one day, and she made another version. She made several versions of this dress, and she did that one time as well. So yes, that's the only change I did with the pattern. I love it, and I would definitely recommend it to others. I mean, it is a really good pattern, and it's just designed well. I did feel just a bit uncomfortable in it, only because it's not super form-fitting, but it's kind of form-fitting, and I've gone away from that. So that is the only reason why I felt a little uncomfortable, but I love it, and I will make myself feel more comfortable. But I tell you, I got so many compliments in this dress. People even called it like a duster dress, but I absolutely love it. So my level of, you know, just not putting it at the very top of the list, it's not because of the design, it's because of how I feel with clothes that are like snugged up against my body. Not so much on the top, I'm okay with that, but it's the bottom half. I don't know why, I just feel like, I don't know, I'll get over it one day, I guess. But yeah, so that is my only issue with it, but like I said, I'll get over it. So for the pattern pieces, There are 6 pattern, or I use 6 pattern pieces for this because I connected the top pattern pieces. So this pattern came out in the fall of 2022, and it is still available at your local Joann's and on the McCall's website, so pick it up if you like this style of dress. I think it's fabulous. I paired my dress with my leather boots, my black purse, my leopard earrings that make a lot of noise, and my gold necklace set. So now I will enter a few more pictures and twirls of me in my dress. So that is all for this review. Not too much because it's fabulous and it's simple, but I do want to thank Marsha, known as KGB Style, for making this pattern. It is an awesome pattern, and now I have 2 Nomi patterns knocked down. Okay, if you have enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a like, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!